introduce Mr. John Stewart, Executive Director, Intergalactic Stud, John Stewart.
All right. Thank you, Robert, and welcome everyone to the our first open mic night. We're going to remember this night as the night it all began. You were here, we were here, we made it happen. Robert, I really want to thank you for thinking about doing this. You always, in my mind, I'm an academic, so I think about things that have academic content, and what I like about Robert's contribution to his being a Dean's Distinguished Fellow here is that he stretches, I think, all of us to think about what it means to be thoughtful and academic. What is the purpose of learning, and what is the purpose of life, and how do we kind of connect the two in ways that we don't think about probably enough, but I'm always encouraging to lecture about his life, which is an amazing thing. We may not get that tonight, but I want to put that on the record. That was my open night, I think. So anyway, but I hope that, that this goes, we'll see how this goes, and that all of you guys take a tour around, and thank you to Odette, and to Alexis, and to Colette, and to everybody else, and to the performers who I see or don't see. Anna, thank you, welcome. Yes, we're so happy you're back with us, recently out of prison. So anyway, but it's nice to see you all here, and I'm gonna turn it back over to you.
Thanks, John. You have to head out, right?
I will soon, yeah. I have to go to Taste of Tennis to meet Serena and the Williams sisters, and
wow.
They're waiting for me. They won't start until I get there. So.
Tell her, well, she won't remember me, but if I showed her the photo, I photographed her at Brett Ratner's house in 2003, yeah.
I'll definitely
I know you get to.
Anyway. I gotta say something.
Say, yeah, it's a conversation
How do you
starter.
start that conversation?
I know, right?
She's probably like.
You know what? Way back in the day, I went to Forest Hills to the tennis, right when it was the early days of the Open, and me and my buddies snuck into the marquee by the courtside, and the security was after us, and so I was sitting next to John Newcomb. You remember John Newcomb?
Sure.
And so the security guard was coming along, so I pretended I was like in conversation with John Newcomb. I showed him my hand. I said, "Hey, Mr. Newcomb, do you get calluses like this? Do you get these?" And that didn't work. I was out.
You were booted?
Yeah, I tried though. But anyway, thank you, John, and thank you all for coming. And as John said, yeah, I kind of come at it with a different approach. I have a very great opportunity through the president of FIU, Mark Rosenberg, and then the dean, Brian Schreiner of the College of Arts and Architecture. I've been given this position where I'm a Dean's Distinguished Fellow, which sounds really great. Next year I might be the Dean's Vulgar Vagabond. I don't know, but this year I'm the Dean's Distinguished Fellow. But part of what I really enjoy about, or it's important to me for education, is to give empowerment to people. I feel like, we're here for our own lives, but also we're part of something bigger than ourselves. And, we're here to kind of, I feel like my role is to serve and to help make the world better for other people. So that's why I really want to do that. So this open mic night, while it may not seem academic per se, it is about empowerment and self-esteem and its qualities and things that we can carry on. So with that in mind, we're going to start off. Bruce, are you ready? Yeah, we're doing this in alphabetical order, and one of my fellow Dean's Distinguished Fellows is Bruce Carter, who I don't even know where to begin. I mean, I can't even hold your coffee, man. This guy is amazing. So anyway, with great pleasure, I introduce Bruce Carter, who's going to come up here and do something. I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah. So I don't need a mic, do I?
You don't know.
Okay.
It's open mic after all.
I don't want the mic.
Okay.
So my open that's sort of a typical meeting. Exactly. Use a mic.
You have to say. You know what you have to say is,
I don't need no stinking mic.
Exactly. Thank you for inviting me to be here and,
Thanks for coming.
and doing something. So, you know what? I think I am going to do. So I'll give you a choice.
Okay.
I can play piano to one of my favorite poems.
Oh.
And narrate one of my favorite poems, or I can play the very first thing I ever learned when I was 6 in guitar and tell you why it might be meaningful.
Well, why don't we put the audience to a vote here?
Piano.
You were
The
so
piano.
demanding.
Yeah, because you're missing the next. The piano. The piano.
All right. Okay.
Have you played this for Michelle Obama?
No.
He hasn't, okay.
So, this is one of my favorite poems, and so, one of my good friends, Sharon Olds, who's a poet who's in New York. Do you know Sharon Olds by chance? She's super dark. She's just Columbia. She's being videographed. I shouldn't say the top of these things, but I would say that to her face. But she's really interesting and dark, and but some of the stuff that she says just sort of hits you like a cinder block. So this is one of her poems. It's my favorite. And I'm not going to tell you the title because it's this lady. Every night, as my grandfather sat, dark in the room in front of the fire, burping like fire in his hand, his eye glittering meaninglessly light. From the flames, his glass eye baleful and stony. A young man sat with him. A young man sat with him in silence and darkness. A college boy, white skin, unlined, a narrow, beautiful face, a broad domed forehead, and eyes, blue eyes as amber as the resin from trees too young to be cut. Like trees too young to be cut. This was this man's son, an apprentice, night after night. Sat with him, his glass of clothes, next to the old man's glass of clothes, and he drank and he learned that craft of oblivion. That young man not decorated. His hair dark as the soil that feeds the tree's roots. That son who would come to the intern better than the teacher. The apprentice who would pass his master in cruelty and oblivion. Drinking steadily by the flames of the blackness. That young man, my father. So, Sharon just has this way of writing stuff that everything she does is super dark and interesting, and I don't know, I thought that might be fun to do it at Open Mic.
Great job.
Thank you.
Great job.
Hi everyone, my name is Juan, and I'm actually the media marketing coordinator at College of Architecture and the Arts for architecture and for the art department. I'm also a singer. I'm also in an a cappella group on campus at FIU called the Heartbeats. Follow us on Facebook. So what I'm going to sing for you tonight is a song I wrote 2 years ago, and I have a background track to it, but it's very simple. It's piano chords, and I apologize for its simplicity. I hope you like the lyrics. The lyrics mean a lot to me. I hope you like my voice. We'll see. So, the name of the song is called Oceans in the Linen. Should have mentioned that first. Oh, the CD in, that would work.
These speakers of revolution and change.
Ironing my bedtime sheets
The foggy smoke reminded me of you. Punching out the pillowcase, watching all the dust escape, and losing my voice to the morning dew. Oceans in the linen, listening to the waves crash, my flooring filled with sand, scratching at your face in the billions of photographs. Take me out this time to a better land. Water quench the thirst in me, but your taste is too much. The salted scratches in my throat, exhausting my breath to the rim, but I guess this is the journey I must swim. Gazing out into the rain, watching all the drops as they start dancing to my music's heavy tune. Water surge into the room with Ella's voice and rumors too, adding to my obvious monsoon. Mixing in my teacup the opposite emotions as my voice begins to hum. Looking for your face across the oceans and the linen. This is the comfort I have come to. Water quench the thirst in me, but your taste is too much. The salted scratches in my throat, exhausting my breath to the rim, but I guess this is the journey I must swim. Get me out the water to the other shore. Get me out the water, give me something more. Too many leagues under the sea have drawn me in and captured me. I swam the water, but I cannot reach the sand. Water quench the thirst in me, but your taste is too much. The salted scratches in my throat, exhausting my breath to the rim, but I guess this is the journey I must swim. But I guess this is the journey I must swim.
Hi, good evening. My name is Frank Verdejo. I just got accepted into the master's program at FIU for music education. Thank you. This song, thank you. I'll be singing I'm Here by Jennifer Hudson. Well, she sings that song. So I hope you guys like it. Can we start it over again, please? Can we start it over again? Yeah, thank you. I don't need you to love me. I don't need, I've got my sister, I can feel her now. She may not be here, but she's still mine, and I know I still love her. I've got my children. I can feel them now. They may not be here, but they still mind, and I know I still love them. Got my house, it still keeps the cold out. Got my chair when my body can't hold out. Got my hands doing good like they supposed to. Showing my heart to the folks that I'm close to. Got my eyes, though they don't see as far now. They see more about how things really are now. I'm gonna take a deep breath. I'm gonna put my head up, I'm gonna put my shoulders back and look you straight in the eyes. I'm gonna flirt with somebody when they walk by, and I'm gonna sing out, sing out. I believe I have inside of me everything that I need to live a bountiful life with all the love inside of me. I'll stand as tall as the tallest tree, and I'm thankful for every day that I'm given. Though the easy and the hard ones I'm leaving, but most of all, I'm thankful for loving who I really am. I'm beautiful. You're beautiful. And I'm here. Yes, I'm here. Thank you so much.
That's much better movement. All of us are lucky that we made it to today. We could have been loved it yesterday. It's a pleasure and honor to be out here with you all this evening. I'm going to do a poem for you all. I'm the CEO of Floetry, Flow for Me Entertainment, LLC. It's a poetry and spoken word entertainment company that's run based out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I have my show Floetry Sundays that takes place every first and third Sunday. And I have an annual show, or 2 annual shows that take place at the Broward Center for Performing Arts. And a Floetry, which is in January, and Flowpocalypse, which is in the summer. I hope y'all can get out to any of those in particular. Let's have a quick good time with each other. If you all want to hear a little poetry and spoken word, I need to hear you say flow for me. Flow for me. All right, we're going to try that live thing again. If you want to hear a little poetry and spoken word, I need you to say flow for me. Flow for me. One of the most beautiful and equally terrifying things to me is being the father of two daughters in this 21st century, watching them both play and build sandcastles with their mother by that Atlantic Ocean, peacefully by that ocean. And as much as I love to see how much both of my daughters love to want to give everybody that pass us by an affectionate smile and a hug, is always overshadowed by that dark cloud of reality of how I must readjust the naive nature and use of their trust. How I must be that unconditionally loving father that properly prepares them both for the eventual bad days and tomorrows that will eventually show up. With the many like users and abusers that endlessly hunt and follow us all through the valleys of the good people. Just like the individual shadows that none of us can ever completely get rid of is exactly why I must maximize their senses. Do everything I can so neither of them ever becomes another senseless victim that any killer, sexual predator, or senseless sinner across the globe can ever claim on their bucket list as another successful accomplishment that they've helped become famous for being another sad story. Just like any of the ones described in any city, state, or country's most infamous or heinous cases taken on by their local First 48 or Special Victims Unit. So, my goodness, I need them both to listen and not pretend to play clueless to most, if not all, of the good knowledge that I give them. Because I've already been warned and informed that whether it's 1 thing or 1 million, your children will eventually rebel against you on something. So I've been heavily advised to master the life skill and art of extreme meditating and patience, to keep my blood pressure from overloading on any of those days that either one of them are crazy enough to ever rebel against me or their mother. You see, ladies and gentlemen, I was raised old school, and though it's extremely early, while their mother is slowly but surely teaching and raising them both from the positive woman's perspective of how they can best excel and garner respect for themselves as future global leading women. I, as their father, must slowly but surely teach and raise them both from a positive male's perspective of how a family properly sticks together, whether we're rich or broke. How it's possible for any man, and it's possible for them both. You don't just settle for mediocre when others believe you won't. We're all human on this globe, so I'm protecting their hopes and keeping the little things available like the endless kisses and hugs, an ear or a shoulder for talking and leaning on. So a long, long time from right now, when I eventually give them both away to someone, it won't be a complete surprise when I expect them both to end up with a guy similar to the type of man their father is and who I've become. One that is loving, loyal, and reliable. Because they'll know it'll be a complete waste of time to end up ambitiously in love with the type of man like your father used to be when I was no good, confused, and unreliable. You see, ladies and gentlemen, I just wish I could stay in that perfect place and my favorite way of life, just watching them both play and build those sandcastles in peace by the Atlantic Ocean with their mother forever, instead of having to constantly worry if they both will forgive me wholeheartedly every time my mood and mannerisms change on them at the same erratic pace that wind is blowing in every direction coming off that ocean. Because on the contrary to popular belief, I'm not struggling with any issues of having ADD or from being bipolar. I'm just a man doing the very best he can to prepare for all those unavoidable life storms that I can't outrun or hide my daughters from forever. But one thing's for sure, when those unavoidable storms eventually show up, they will find me waiting on them as the last line of defense, standing between them and my daughters, admittedly scared to death, but undeniably ready. Love you. Thank you.
Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Ken. I'll be playing you just one song from one of my favorite bands, Guns N' Roses. It's called Don't Cry. So, hope you guys enjoy.
Just talk to me softly, 'cause there's something in your eye. Don't hang your head in sorrow, and please don't cry. I know the feeling you have now, I've been there before. Something has changed inside you, and you should know. Don't you cry tonight, I still love you, baby. Don't you cry tonight. Don't you cry tonight, there's a heaven above you, baby. And don't you cry tonight. Give me a whisper, give me a sigh. Give me a chance to slow down before you say bye. And don't you take it so hard now, and don't you take it so bad. I'll still be thinking of you and the times we've had, baby. And don't you cry tonight. Don't you cry tonight. Don't you cry tonight, there's a heaven above you, baby. And don't you cry tonight. And please remember that I never lied. And please remember how I felt inside. Now, honey, you gotta make it your own way, but you'll be alright now, sugar. You'll be there tomorrow, come the morning light now, baby. And don't you cry tonight. Oh, don't you cry tonight. Oh, don't you cry tonight. There's a heaven above you, baby. And don't you cry tonight.
Thank you, thank you.
Get up with Kenneth, people. That was awesome. And quick. I'm not worried about those daughters, man. Not with you. And the beautiful songs you had earlier. 1, 2. I really need, really need this uplifting experience, y'all, because things are not going well in Ralphie Love's modeling career. And that's funny because the agency just came right out and said they don't want to represent mature mini plus. Like, seriously, mature mini plus? I'm 29, 5'9", 129, 9. They need your shoe size. Those statistics aren't real. They're just the ones I use online. I'm short, I'm bald, I'm middle-aged, I'm allowed a few cyber inches, okay? Remember when you could go in, you guys, some of you, are you old enough to drink? Are you old enough to go in and order a drink, some of you? Yeah. Some of you. I heard like 2, woo! And the rest of you are like, soon. Well, back in the day, this is how we did it, old school, people. You went to a bar, you ordered a drink, and you waited until somebody looked good enough to go home with. It was that simple. None of this endless sifting through profiles. OMG, BRB, Rufflemouth. None of that. None of that. Okay? And gentlemen, ladies, whatever, or any other genders that you may identify with, people, nobody cares what you looked like on your prom night. Let's get those pictures current, okay? Even the missing children have current pictures. They can do it. You can do it. I signed up for this website that promised that their computer techniques would match me with someone perfect for me, and that I would get what is that called? A notification on my smartphone. See my smartphone? It looks big because I'm small. So I'm there waiting for the ding, ding, ding. Again, ding, ding. Oh, yeah. They found me a match. Yay, they found me a match. The profile was my own. Oh, I was so upset. I tweeted, I posted, I fired off an angry email to the webmaster. How dare you treat Ralphie Love this way? He wrote me back. Dear Mr. Love, I'm sorry. We are unable to match you with anyone at this time. We suggest you try our sister website, MatureMiniPlus.com. Oh, so I'm back on Craigslist. Don't knock the list. I found a really interesting post. It said, straight dude seeking hot action with other straight dude. Discreet, no gays. Dude, because you know I had to respond. You couldn't leave that one alone. You're gay. You're a dude who wants hot action with another dude. Google that. I'm pretty sure it's gonna come up. Gay. I don't care how discreet you are. You see these people that have dogs and they pretend they're texting or something so they don't have to pick up the poop. But the poop is still there, no matter how discreet they are, and you're still gay. I was expecting him to either block me or ignore me or say GFYS. But he said, what are your stats? I'm like, dude, 29, 5'9", 129, 9. Thank you. You guys are awesome. I'm Ralphie Love, and I love you.
How y'all doing? I know it's like 5 of us in here, but we could be a little bit louder than that. How y'all doing? I like that. I do go by the name Louis Mack, Mr. LUIEMACC. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud. Google me, I'll come up. The song that I'm about to do is called Dream. It's a song that I written for Black History Month. I recently did it January for the city of Miami Gardens. And I did it about 2 weeks ago for Cal City Middle School. They asked me to come in and perform for the kids for the Black History Month. So hopefully you guys will like it. It's an original song written by me and produced by my producer, by the way. Sorry for the technical difficulties. It's the first time using a computer, so you got to understand. Okay. Young buck, trapped in the ghetto 'cause I was cursed from birth. Being black and white society, how could have worked? They want us selling that crack and kill our own people, carry us off to ourselves and label us evil. Despicable hurting 'cause of the way they lie. But the crooked like it, that's the only way they strive. Multiply the years with no muse and no land. How about our forefather bodies that perished in your hands? It's time to see my people rise. Let us unite and preach the truth. No longer let it be disguised. Hello, white America. We're not all thugs. We're not all trappers. And no, we're not all rappers. Just happen to be the one tell it how it happened. Story of my life. Let us seep through this pen. Heard you got locked up state. Hope that you get back safe. Stumble or fall. Get back up. Yo, it's not too late. Martin had a dream. Malcolm had a dream. Rosa Parks, yeah, they all had a dream. We gotta find a way up out the ghetto. We gotta find a way up out the hood. Sidney had a dream. Whitney had a dream. Marcus Garvey, yeah, they all had a dream. We gotta find a way up out the ghetto. We have to find a way up. Having suicide thoughts, constantly reliving nightmares. Will I be remembered if this bullet leave the chamber? Probably not. Probably burn me to ashes. Ashes to ashes. Another one bite the dust. All I ever wanted was to turn my dreams into reality. All I ever wanted was somebody to believe in me. Who you trying to play, boy? This world is all evil. Indoctrinating, fascinating, government deceivers. Be careful who. Hope this verse is only teach you, empowering all my people just to know to never give up. Just know there's still hope, even when you getting fed up. Just try to still cope. So if you locked behind bars and trying to make ends meet, just believe and practice what you preach. Where there's a will, God will make a way. It can't rain forever. Tomorrow will be a sunny day. Hey, Hertha had a dream. Himmet had a dream. B.B. King, yeah, they all had a dream. We gotta find a way up out the ghetto. We gotta find a way up out the hood. Walter had a dream. Elijah had a dream. Trayvon Martin, yeah, they all had a dream. We gotta find a way up out the ghetto. We gotta find a way up out the hood. Biggie had a dream. Pac had a dream. Big Pun, yeah, they all had a dream. We gotta find a way up out the ghetto. We gotta find a way up out the hood. You have a dream. I have a dream. Throughout the world, yeah, we all have a dream. We gotta find a way up out the ghetto. We gotta find a way up out the hood. Yeah. It's time for us to put this racism aside, man. Black, white, Hispanic, at the end of the day, we all bleed red. It's time for us to unite. Yeah. In memory of Trayvon Martin and my cousin that's locked behind bars. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Once again, you can find me on the social media, LUIEMA double C. It's a bit in the apple, so you know, it's supposed to be a C. Thank you.
How y'all doing tonight? I go by Ocean Drive Jeff. For my whole life, I was held down by peer pressure in adolescence. Scared if I died, I would never be resurrected. Standing corrected, my brain was neglected. Confined with things I never said due to second guessing. For if I perish today and my blood sheds away, I feel a certain way now that you can hear my message. I live a dream over everything I bleed until I fall to my knees and make godly pleas to open the gates and pardon me. And forget every chick that ain't acknowledged me behind dollars we regard as the God which bothers me. For I'm not doing this for a paycheck, first things first. I'm doing to expose a hell which we call earth. Pain because it hurts when you love, way more than when you see blood. Caging these so-called thugs who only throw slugs at the same ones police use guns on. But it makes it different when you got a badge on. Kids, we abuse them. Minds, we diffuse them. Guns, we misuse them when they should be on the same ones causing all this confusion. Learn the ways of life. Expand your mind. When alone, don't look behind, because if a gold mine is struck, you only see foes behind. I close my eyes and speak from soul, because when dead and gone, there'll be no silver and gold. As I translate my mental through pencil, I pray you understand and it hits you. That it takes a rain of bullets for the ones you love to so-called miss you. So don't get it messed up. For the fame you're looking for will only be found through a 4-4 in the spot on that floor. As a wise man once said before, you're nobody till somebody kills you. Cells of mildew, not what I want to see, so I stay awake to avoid a nightmare and live a dream. Not to make money and flaunt it, but to express the haunted that lives within me. For those unfriendly who envy my work of art and dark, I pray and promise it never rolls apart whatever I may get through this art. Inspired by 300 in the Valley of Death, I give you what's left with every last breath. I'm only man. Ocean Drive Jeff, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter. Thank you.
Good evening. Am I on? Good evening. Ocean Drive Jeff. That was amazing. Where you at? That was good, bro. Thank you. We ready? I'll go by the name of Threat. I'm gonna give y'all a little piece off of my mixtape. My heart got enough ice to freeze hell over at least twice. Can't even think nice, let alone speak it. Full of hate, it's a weakness. It's so easy to let the rage take over. I'll pass. Don't want to drink, stay sober. My wrath is from a place way colder. Sharpen the blade, shank soldiers. Niggas are playing with me, my game face poker. Killer by instinct, the aim way closer. Empty the clip, give them a face makeover. See how my mind work? Convicted felon, it's hard to find work. At my worst, I wrestle with ideas of getting back on the block. It's light work. I might turn a smile to a frown, a good heart bad. You should have did your part, Dad. And now I got a daughter that I hardly ever see, but it's your fault, Dad. It's not a choice, it's a consequence. My father's son, getting down with married women. And on account of the fact that my heart's cold, I took a heart and I played with it. I'm strange with it, trying to catch up, but I can't get it. It's hatred, trying to level back and face it, and the pain thickens. Never been provoked to these feelings, and if you ask me, we don't need feelings. I got the richest ideas, but not a dime to my name. I see life as a game, thinking with a free mind, got inspired by my chains. I can be silent for days. I haven't smiled in days. I was a child fighting for my bite back, and they talking about my bad grades. You wonder why I'm crazy? I'm probably just misunderstood. And I never understood love, but it's all good. I love you. Thank you.
How's everybody doing tonight? I'm short, so I got to put the mic down a little bit. There's a song I wrote a while back. I'm just going to do it with no beat. It's kind of like a poem, too. I met this girl when I was 10 years old. And what I love most, she had so much soul. She was above a dime. She was truly divine. I idolized her like if she could turn water to wine. I mean, we intertwined. Shorty stuck in my mind. She's been abused by other dudes. I wiped the tears from her eyes. I never let her cry if it was all up to I. Bring life into her life, let her vibe in the ride. She blew my mind with every word when I spoke every line, when I heard every line. Mesmerized, I was a sucker, got me stuck every time. Introduced to me by Big when he was ready to die. Did a thing with him and Mike's freestyles and best style. Now NY was her birthplace, but she touched the west side. Common wrote a song about her when she went to the Shy. Wasn't shy, the type of girl always speaking her mind. Reaching folks across the globe, had us press and rewind. But inside something's missing. I feel it cause she's different. Her intuition switched and now she speaks without a vision. Misleading folks and always talk about her getting riches, popping Glocks, hitting switches. Will stop, rim spinning. Doesn't stop degrading women. God, I wonder, can you save her? The media misleading her and needed you to change her. Fame and entertainment pay her checks to sell her soul. Man, she really stooped low. But still I love her. We never became official, but she will be down for whatever and whenever said forever she will be around. I seen clowns freestyle in order to make this queen smile. Meanwhile, I reached out, my feelings was getting deep now. But I peeped how the money changed her and what the fame did. It rearranged her mental, went from ciphers to commercial. Got a gimmick and pretend so she be lying on instrumentals. But I love her, so regardless of whatever she got into, I'ma be there, prepared, so shorty can know that he cares, cause she cares and she's there whenever the boy's in despair. What we share is rare, that's as real as it gets. Mine is clear when she's next to me, releasing the stress. We go back since cassette tapes, them days were the best. So pure and original the way she expressed everything in her chest, untampered, a down sister. But I tell y'all, I miss her. but still I love her. But still I love her. She's been around the globe now, so many brothers done her. She started in the Bronx, then the other boroughs got her. They taking her from place to place. I seen her change her heart up. And though she's been in every state, comes back around like karma. Always caught up in some drama, dudes be using her for commas. She lost her self-respect, doing with her what they want her. And now it's just a shorty, she ain't for me what they gonna say, but I'ma pay them no mind, I'm always gonna love her. I'm always thinking of her, hearing everything she said. Her words reoccur, they be circling my head. So many tears shed when I said she was dead on the same hospital bed where Big Pun laid to rest. Got me stressed, so stressed, and I just can't accept the way that she went. I prayed her heart in her chest, and her art resurrects just as soon as the beat drops. Because what I'm talking about, y'all, is hip hop. Thank you.
All right. Good evening. So my stage name is Transparent, and pretty much to just share how I got my stage name, I believe God gave it to me when I was in the world. Growing up, I was molested by another man. I grew up confused with my sexuality, got into some stuff. I was ashamed of my struggle, so I went on what they call the down low and lived like that for a couple of years until I gave my life to the Lord Jesus Christ, and He told me that He was going to call me out of the darkness and into the light. I was once on a down low, but now I'm called to be transparent. So as a spoken word poet, I pretty much share taboo things dealing with sexuality. And this piece I'm going to spit right now is called God Over Porn. Click, 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 click. It's the sound that your mouse makes when you press play on that pornographic video clip. You've been browsing the web from the time you got home till about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, desperately searching for the next hit flick you click. Thinking to yourself, let me go grab a towel or something in case I get caught up with masturbation, or this website's tripping if they think they're getting my credit card information. These free 30-second trailers just ain't long enough. Let me fast forward a little bit. I like the part when they get a little rough. It's interesting how with over 4.2 million pornographic websites found online, your lust seems to never get satisfied. The truth is that porn will take you further than you wanted to go, keep you longer than you wanted to stay, cost you more than you were willing to pay. I should know, because this addiction had a grip on me for almost a decade. Yeah, that's right. No more secrets. I'ma be transparent today. Porn has ruined my life. Exciting my flesh, but causing a spiritual decay. And if I'm not mistaken, it all started in the middle of 7th grade. But hey, that's common though, right? Because the largest group of those who view porn are from the ages of 12 to 17, and I was around 13. So according to this statistic, I was somewhere in between. It's not that I wanted this addiction, but those images, they downloaded from the computer screen, importing themselves deep down into my carnal being, infiltrating my thoughts with all sorts of lustful dreams. And now I can't shake what I have seen, because every familiar person and every familiar place and every familiar thing reminds me of another scene. I thought I was the only one. But as scripture points out, there is nothing new under the sun. Over 11 million teens constantly view porn. Some say they do it because they're lonely or bored, looking to fulfill a relational void, while others say they do it just for fun. Yet, there is nothing fun about not being able to function in school. You can't even focus in or concentrate because, but, it's always on your mind. But I'm not talking about the conjunction. It's the dysfunction. When all of your time is spent feeding your flesh as if you were at an all-you-can-eat luncheon, porn is your choice of junk food, and you are nothing more than a sexual glutton. Through seduction, you have been ensnared into a worldwide web full of moral corruption, and you've been blinded by the deception of the sex industry, who has packaged its lies on shelves and have sold them to you with glitz and glamour. Porn is nothing more than a commercialized production. But what you see on the screen doesn't properly depict what takes place behind the scenes. It's obscene, the way that men treat women as if they were sexual objects, as if they were less than human beings. In fact, in these men's eyes, they aren't human at all. They're merely figurines. But don't let their curvaceous and well-sculpted bodies fool you, because many of them have undergone countless amounts of plastic surgery. And it's sickening how the industry is like a pimp, tied directly to human trafficking, tricking teenage girls onto sets which are hardcore, extreme, and degrading. You can see them gagging while giving oral sex or crying while filming orgies, but due to their Kodak smiles, you can't discern their inward screaming. Porn is so unclean. Over 66% of porn stars have herpes, a non-curable disease, and of them, 207 have died prematurely to drugs, AIDS, homicide, and suicide since this year, 2015. But scriptures foretell this, that the wages of sin will be death. And since all have sinned, from the producers to the actors to the addicts, that means death has access over us all unless someone saves us. So worthy is the Lamb of God who was slain for our transgressions. On the cross, there was an exchange, our sins for his perfection. He died so that we could live a new life through the resurrection. Now forgiveness is made available to anyone who will make this confession, that Jesus Christ is Lord and the author of salvation. So repent and believe and accept God's grace. Lay aside every weight and sin that so easily besets you from running this race. Cast down every thought and every high thing that exalts itself against your knowledge of the higher being. Bring every thought under captivity, especially those with sexual activity. Make a covenant with your heart and your eyes not to look at anyone lustfully. I know what some of you may be thinking. The struggle is real, the flesh is weak, but the spirit is willing. So don't give in to porn. I'm telling you, it's unfulfilling. Lust can only offer you a temporary bliss, but love, if you let it, can offer you so much more than this. Dudes, you will never find satisfaction by going online looking at someone else's sister, mother, or daughter. Only Jesus Christ can quench your thirst. You see, he's the living water. Porn is a killer fantasy. And in this poem, you've been forewarned. So next time you're tempted to watch it, choose God over porn. Thank you. You can check me out on my website, transparentforchrist.com. On there, you'll find links to my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc. Transparentforchrist.com.
What's up, everybody? So, what's up? My name is Will. Just a student at FIU. This piece tonight is called Gates, which just outlines maybe not even like scratching the surface of a few of the different positions that we as mankind ignorantly put ourselves in, knowingly or unknowingly. Gates. If I apply the laws of science, then I find that cold doesn't exist, it's just the absence of heat. Neither does darkness exist, it's just the absence of light. Heat, light, two characteristics of our sun that adds to how life on this planet is molded. So in the absence of these sun, our very souls would be frozen. But his absence would actually be fact in our purpose. We were just born from the dust of this earth, and apart from his wholeness, we're just surface pictures of worthless victims, children of wrath, fear, hollow templates. I mean, even common human anatomy states we operate on a nervous system. So we're already biologically flawed since birth, with a bad case of Adam syndrome, cursed and hell-directed, Adam syndrome, blackening the light of who we were created to be. Humility's cloth torn, the garments of obedience burning, and the fabric of our purity ripping. Man of mankind right now in the ballrooms with the harlot of the night, compromising the woman of wisdom and lights that he's graciously given for us to be with, while we love our secrets, rejecting who we get to wake up to every single day just to find someone or something to sleep with. And I'm not exempt. I'm a witness to how thorns become noticeable once the rose petals from the beds of our minds are removed. Witness to how guilt abruptly arrives with her sister's shame and their brother fear and their mother defeat to try and remind us of the family of flesh we were naturally born into, leaving our identities in Christ dumbfounded. At the time, we thought there was peace in how those soft emotions sounded.
that moment of pleasure and moral escape where we make our mistakes, but for heaven's sake, even heaven itself is abstinent. Don't you see the gates around it? Who have you let inside your heaven? So now there's a whole bunch of contents left broken, locks snapped, so many homes under construction, underground, that were never repaired. And what do we do as living? We try to sell these broken homes for closure. I said we try to sell these broken homes, that's foreclosure. And we try to allow our brokenness to become a product and ladder for us to climb on. There's a familiar tune that's in the background that plays before it's all gone, man. The tune of a man trying to understand a woman, and a woman friend zoning the right guy for the wrong man, becoming the wrong woman for the wrong man every time. Treating their future spouse as a lottery, possibly making God's plan for you a mockery. And we have the audacity to look up at God like, hey, yo, God, what's wrong with me? I don't know what you did, but these instruments of righteousness you put on me weren't tuned properly. What'd you do? What did he do? No, what did you do? Serving an always available God at your own convenience? Claiming we're so rich in the blood of Jesus, but we act so anemic. We are so flawed. We're so desperate. Desperate for freedom. Freedom from our own natural minds. Without any idea how dangerous and how poisonous we can be. How our hearts can be. How our minds can be. But just when you think that there's no way to allow any hope in, the norm is broken and the gates have opened. I ask you all today to please allow the light, allow the hope, allow the love that is Jesus Christ to come into your life today.
Just getting it open. Okay, I'm just going to turn around. Hold on 1 second. I don't know. I think that was really amazing. I feel like I need like a lot of time to process all of that. So much is in this room tonight. Everybody from beginning to end. So I just want to thank you all for coming. And I was kind of challenged to do something. Someone wanted me to do something, but I don't know. Bruce is gone, so I really don't have to. So I just really want to thank you. What's that? Oh, okay. Well, I do have one poem that I like to say. It's a poem by Dylan Thomas. Does anyone know Dylan Thomas here? The famous Irish poet from the early part of the 20th century. But I'm a little nervous to be up in front of everyone here. So. I need a little help. So, I just need a little like liquid courage here. Oh, screw it. All right, that's good. So I need to do that to get my Irish on here. Okay, this is a poem called Foster the Light by Dylan Thomas, written in the 1930s. Foster the light, nor veil the man-shaped moon, nor weather winds that blow not down the bone, but strip the 12-winded marrow from his circle. Master the night, nor serve the snowman's brain, that shapes each bushy item of the air into a pole star pointed on an icicle. Murmur of spring, nor crush the cockerel's eggs, nor hammer back a season in the figs, but graft these four-fruited writings on your country. Farmer in time of frost, the burning leagues, by red-eyed orchards, sow the seeds of snow in your young years, the vegetable century. And father all, nor fail the fly-lord's acre, nor sprout on owl seed like a goblin sucker, but rail with your wizard's ribs the heart-shaped planet. Of mortal voices to the ninny's choir, high lord esquire, speak up the singing cloud and pluck a mandrake music from the marrow root. Roll unmanly over this turning tuft, O ring of seas, nor sorrow as I shift from all my mortal lovers with a starboard smile, nor when my love lies in the crossbone drift, naked among the bow and arrow birds, shall you turn cockwise on a tufted axle. Who gave these seas their color and a shape, shaped my clay fellow, and the heavens' arc, in time at flood, filled with his colored doubles. Oh, who is glory in the shapeless maps, now make the world of me, as I have made a merry man shape of your walking circle.